Let's get started with the lab for Chapter 5. For this lab, you'll need to download the milespergallon.java file. I'm sure you've already done that. And put it into your appropriate labs folder. Also, you will need to build it and run it. And I'm going to do that in a second. I assume you've reviewed the code at this point already. We'll be going through that in a minute, so I'm not going to review it now in the interest of time for this video. So in order to fully test this program, we have to make sure to hit the 3 different cases for output. I'm outputting low gas mileage, average gas mileage, and great gas mileage. So I want to make sure that I produce input in order to hit each one of those 3 cases. I'm going to take a moment and write down in my testing matrix here, which is a nice way to keep organized, what the input for those 3 cases might be. So for example, the low gas mileage option, 20 or lower, let's say I'm gonna go for 10 mpg. Well, if 10 mpg is calculated by taking miles driven divided by gallons used, I'm gonna make my life easy and just say gallons used is 10 every time, just so I'm always dividing by 10, and then I can do these numbers in my head without having to switch to calculator. So if my gallons used is 10, then for 10 miles per gallon, I would need to put in 100 for miles driven. I need an MPG above 20, but not above 40, so I'm going to pick 25. And that would be 250 divided by 10. And finally, for above 40, I'll pick 45, but really it could be anything. 450 divided by 10. Okay, so now I've set myself up so I know what my input is going to be, and now I can do some testing and see what I actually get. Okay, off I go to the command line. Let's see where I am in labs. Okay, so I've already put the miles.pergallon.java file in there. I'm just going to build it, and then I'm going to run it and remind myself, because I already forgot, 110. Okay. 110. Your MPG is 10, low gas mileage. Great, that one's working perfectly. That looks like what I expected. Okay, same. Or I could have put correct or something like that if I didn't want to write the whole thing. My next round is 250 and 10, okay? 250, 10. Oh, I'm getting, so 25 is correct, but I'm getting two, this is weird. Average gas mileage, that's what I expected. Dot low gas mileage, that's not what I expected. Let's have a quick look. So this is if MPG is 25. Let's go down to where MPG is calculated because I see that that is working okay. All right, so 25. So I start here. 25 greater than 40? No, 25 is not greater than 40, so I'm going to continue on. Is 25 greater than 20? Yes, it is. Therefore, I'm getting the average gas mileage as I expected. Then I finish here and I go down here. Oh, okay. So this is the case that I want to have if for everything else, and I forgot to put an else here. I could just put else like this, but it's really always better to put in the curly brackets. The book does a good job of explaining why. It's mostly to prevent bugs later on. Okay, so let me put an else in there, and then that should hook this else up to this if, so that I'll only see the, I only get here if it didn't pass this test here. Okay, save, Command S to save, Control S on Windows, up arrow to a couple times to build. Java miles per gallon. Just for safety's sake, I'm going to retest my initial. Okay, that's still working. And then let's test my 250 and 10. Much better. Okay, so that is what I expected. Now that I fixed that, I forgot to say what I was getting, but I'm just going to, now that I fix it, check off. Your MPG is 45. Okay, 450 and 10. I should be getting great gas mileage. 450, 10. I am getting the great, but I'm also getting the average. Why? Let's have a look. Okay, 45 miles MPG, so that is greater than 40. I'm getting this. oh, but look at this. Because this is just if, it's a completely separate if from the previous. So I'm testing again, and 45 is also greater than 20, so I'm getting the average message. What I really need to do here is to make this else if, so it's chained to the previous if. Then I only get this one, or this one, or this one, and I don't have any opportunity to get more than one. Command S. Rebuild. 450 and 10. Much better.